Hi everyone, Norman here. Today I want to show you how to knit traveling to the right and traveling to the left. These two stitches are essential when you want to finish any Bavarian twisted stitch pattern. So let's show you how to knit them. Let's start with traveling to the left, or Zugmasche nach links. That's the proper term in German. So traveling to the left is always a combination of a twisted stitch followed by a purl stitch. Now you could use a cable needle to knit it, but since most Bavarian twisted stitch patterns feature a lot of these twisted stitches, you would go insane. For traveling to the left, you have to insert your right needle into the next purl stitch from behind. And then you press your thumb against the first stitch, and then you slip out the knitting needle and drop both stitches. So one is secured and the other is secured by your thumb, and you instantly pick it up again and slip back the purl stitch. And then you can knit them. Purl the purl stitch, and that knit stitch needs to be knitted through the back loop. Let's do that one more time. So here we have our twisted stitch. This is the purl stitch. Enter here through the back loop. Press the stitches against the needle using your thumb. Drop both stitches. Pick up the loose stitch, the knit stitch right away. Slip the purl stitch back. Purl it. Knit the knit stitch through the back loop. One more time, traveling to the left. Insert here through the back. Drop both stitches, pick up right away, and purl and knit. Let's do that two more times in slow motion. So that was traveling to the left. Now, how about traveling to the right, or Zugmasche nach rechts, how my ancestors would have called it? Well, in this case, this stitch here wants to travel towards the right. So insert your right knitting needle into the second stitch, but this time from the front. And now use your index finger to press these stitches against the knitting needle. Remove your knitting needle and pick up the stitch right away. And then knit the knit stitch through the back loop and purl the purl stitch. Let's do that one more time. So insert your knitting needle, press the stitches against the needle so they don't unravel, pick up the stitch right away, slip back, and knit through the back loop. Purl one stitch. So it's exactly opposite, but more or less the exact same principle. Insert into the next stitch, drop, pick up, and knit through the back loop and purl. Let's do that two more times in slow motion. And that's how you knit traveling to the right. Now, of course, I need to mention one thing. If you're knitting flat, then you will have to knit all these purl stitches through the back loop. So traveling twisted stitches means that all knit stitches are twisted. So when you're knitting flat like this here, all these purl stitches need to be twisted, otherwise you will mess up your pattern. In the round, of course, they would have to be knitted through the back loop. That's typically very easy to see, but here in flat knitting, it needs to be all through the back loop. If you look into traditional Bavarian patterns, you will find that there is a difference between traveling to the left and traveling to the right, and crossing to the right and crossing to the left. This is actually, I think, a little bit confusing because crossing to the left is actually, you don't knit it any differently than traveling to the left. Crossing to the left translates to Kreuzung nach links. So this is the name when you have two twisted stitches adjacent to each other. So here's a twisted stitch, here's a twisted stitch. And if I want these to cross, so you know, you have these lines and I want them to cross. So I want to knit a crossing to the left. Well, I do the exact same. I insert my knitting needle here into the back and then I slip these around. The only difference is that now I knit this stitch here through the back loop and I don't purl it. But that is about the only difference, really. And if it's crossing to the right, you would have to do the exact other way around. So it's, I think, a little bit, well, I found it a little bit confusing because it's the exact same method, just the way you knit them after you cross them is differently, but that's just in pattern. And as you can see, if you don't have any crossings in a row, then you just knit all knit stitches through the back loop and purl all purl stitches. So that should be easy. Anyway, that's how to knit Bavarian twisted stitches, or traveling to the left and traveling to the right. Please comment below if you have any questions, and of course like this video if you enjoyed watching. Happy knitting and enjoy the rest of your day.